My name is Talent Manyani. I'm one of the founders of PedUp Zimbabwe. So PedUp Zimbabwe is a company that manufactures reusable pads, sanitary reusable pads.
Okay.
And in addition to that, we also, of course, do manufacture cotton underwear to go with the menstrual hygiene management kits. And apart from the manufacturing process, we are also heavily involved in advocacy work related to menstrual hygiene management, and also training communities on how to actually make the pads themselves, seeing that it's a need much more than a want in most communities around Zimbabwe. I will say, as PedUp Zimbabwe, we are heavily involved in community development, the social aspect of it, because apart from the production process that we do ourselves in our own factories, we also train communities on how to actually make these products themselves. So by these products, I mean the menstrual sanitary pads, the washable pads. And the fact that they are very sustainable since they're made from cloth material, we also realize that they actually do contribute to girls' attendance in schools. They do contribute to girls' self-confidence, self-esteem, girls' participation in community events. And it actually does give ladies a flare of comfort, because now they don't have to worry about the disposable pads, which of course we know that many of the young women and even working ladies in Zimbabwe cannot afford to buy due to the ongoing economic crisis and so forth. So resorting to the reusable pads, we realize that it does help communities in a significant way. Some of them have actually started their own income generating projects. Case in point is Kwadzana. They've already started making the reusable pads and reselling them in their communities. There's a group of around 10 to 15 women. The same thing has been done in Lupani. The same thing has also been done in Marondera. So as we grow and as we expand the scope of our activities, training more and more communities, I think there is an economic benefit to it. There is a creation of employment to it, in addition to all the social advantages or the social benefits of actually having trained communities on how to make these reusable pads themselves. Thank you. As PedUp Zimbabwe, we work with different communities across the country, but right now reachability has been very difficult. We can't reach those communities that manufacture some of these pads, because what we do is, after training these communities to make the pads, we buy from them so that we can resell at regional and national level. But currently, because of the ongoing restrictions, it's been very difficult, number one, for the ladies and gents to actually meet in one central place where they can make these pads, because of the restrictions with regards to numbers of people in one place. And of course, we had to scale down our operation significantly, because even though we are permitted to operate given certain conditions, it's very risky, because some of our tailors, they stay in very remote places, and they have to use public transportation to come to the factory, to come to work, and that does expose them and their families at the end of the day. So we had to scale down and limit our production capacity to only those 2 or 3 communities that are closely knit, whereby we've got individual tailors that don't have to interact with hordes of people actually making these pads. So that did affect our capacity, for starters. And number 2, in Zimbabwe right now, of course, there is the use of the US dollar, there is the use of the multi-currency system, of which most of our clients actually, they buy some of these reusable products that we produce at the national, using the national currency of the Zimbabwean dollar. But that is problematic, because now when we need to buy material, as most of us would know, most material shops actually price their products in US dollar. That is number 1. Number 2, sometimes, of course, when the borders are open, we resort to buying from Zambia, Mozambique, Tanzania, and South Africa, but it's been very difficult doing that in the prevailing conditions. So we've had very significant delays in terms of getting our product wherever it's coming from, crossing the borders and all that. So we've had delays because of the current lockdown restrictions, which are very necessary, but of course, there's always the downside to it. And then number 3, one of the other challenges that we've actually encountered as PedUp Zimbabwe is, I think, with regards to logistics, or should I say, scaling up our distribution channels. Right now, you can find us in Harare, Bulawayo, You can find us in Marondera, you can find us in Lupane. But then Zimbabwe is way bigger than that. The demand is there, the need is there across the country. So we're actually having challenges, working on the distribution channels to reach all these communities, some of them which are so remote that getting there, it implies a cost, and you can't get there and then sell your product at twice the price in a community that is already remote. So I think we've been covering that aspect, of course, through our corporate social responsibility, whereby we actually donate to some of those rural or remote areas instead of actually selling the product there. Thank you so much. That means in 2 years' time, and God willing, that will be post-COVID. So definitely we've been trying to strategize and survive around the whole COVID environment, of which I think if we've survived the COVID environment, this is a stepping stone. It means that our systems have been tried and tested. And by 2023, all these challenges that we're encountering right now in terms of access to capital, in terms of distribution channels, these are things that I think by 2023 we'll have overcome, because as we grow as a brand, as we scale up as an initiative that is, I would say, is buy-focused, in the sense that we are not only for profit, but we do get those profit and reinvest on the most corporate social responsibility side, where we donate some of these products. I see us reaching all the regions and all the provinces in Zimbabwe. That is number one. I see us having shops much more than the ones that we have currently, because right now you can only find us more or less in the major cities, but we want to grow beyond that. Then number three, I think we also see ourselves having grown to a level at which we've got more community-led pet making initiatives around the country. Currently, we can count them around 12 or so, but hopefully by 2023 we'll be having more of those, such that there's competition, there is improvement in the quality of the product, and of course that is good for business. Why? The prices will go down, and now we're just going to focus on what? On quality and being competitive in the industry, since more or less we are not really the first people to do this, but I think we've grown faster than some of the people that actually started this process ahead of us. So in 2023, we see PEDUP outside the borders of Zimbabwe as well. We see ourselves being fully established in Zambia, where we already have inroads. We see ourselves fully established in Botswana, where we already have inroads, and of course South Africa, where already we've actually tried to penetrate the market, but then COVID hit us hard, so we had to scale down, because delivery costs are actually very high if you're operating from Zimbabwe. But operating from those countries that I mentioned will be easier and cheaper, because they've got all the logistical parameters that are needed for a successful and a very competitive distribution channel. So that is where we see ourselves in 2023, and God willing, we'll actually go beyond that. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I think if we just look at the overall business environment in which we operate in, it's a business environment that has many different stakeholders. For example, we are tackling SDG number 3 related to health. But of course, if you provide ladies with this reusable sanitary pads, and they manage to go to work, or they manage to go to school, they manage to continue their life in a way that they wanted, with confidence and with a higher degree of self-esteem, that does actually affect certain facets of their life, economically, socially, politically, and in all spheres of business they can engage in, even at school. So it's a product that may primarily be focused on a subject or topic area that is taboo in certain areas, but its results are actually much more than what we sometimes portray. So now linking that to the gazelles, with the gazelles now, there's now a community of like-minded individuals, like-minded businesses that we can sit with, discuss, share ideas, and grow from. We've got our mentors that consistently check on us. Guys, where are you? What are you doing? Where is your strategy document? Come to the table. Let us discuss point A, point B, point C. And they help us steer in the right direction, because these are people that have been in the industry for long. So we've got a lot to learn from them. As I said, we're a young initiative, but being part of the Gazelle program has actually broadened our scope from just seeing ourselves as a supplier of a product to seeing ourselves as people who are solving a problem, who are solving a challenge that affects a significant proportion of the population of Zimbabwe. So being part of the Gazelles has opened that avenue. And of course, we've also been given platforms where we can do proper evaluation and monitoring, where we can jot in our numbers on a monthly basis and see if ever we are going in the right direction or we are digressing, or so that to me has been the upside to being part of the Gazelle initiative. And of course, with time, there's improved access to markets. Why? Because even amongst ourselves as the Gazelles, we've become each other's clients. Because I realize that as PEDUP Zimbabwe, we don't manufacture computers, we don't resell computers, but within the program itself, there are people who deal with some of these things, And when we build our factories, there are people who actually are in construction within the Gazelle. So we've become our own small ecosystem of markets. And in addition to that, the Gazelle program, the bigger part of the Gazelle program now, we've got improved access to markets. Why? Because we created a name for ourselves by being part of this program. Now, when we brand our product and say Zimbabwe Gazelle, there's a sort of clientele that is attracted to that. And so we are going to grow over and beyond how much we've grown this past couple of years because of being part of the Gazelle program. Access to funding, access to investments, and all these other things that I already mentioned are just a bonus of being part of the Gazelle program. But honestly, PEDUP, one thing, if I was to choose one, that we've benefited a lot from the Gazelle program is being able to identify ourselves as an initiative that is not only out there to make a product and make money out of it, but to identify ourselves as an initiative that is out there solving a problem that is plaguing a significant proportion of the populace in our country, and we are equally contributing to the national agenda. Currently, of course, we do have a Facebook page. If you just go to Facebook, just type PEDUP Zimbabwe. I think we are one of the first companies that is actually going to pop up. Of course, our logo, I think, might be on the screen right now, so it will be easy for you to identify. Then, of course, we've got a website, www.pedupzim.com. That's a website that you can refer to and see some of our products and see some of the works that we are doing. We also, of course, have a Twitter page. So on Twitter, it's @PEDUP6. So @PEDUP6, no spaces. You can also find us on Twitter. And in addition to that, we've got an email address that is going to be on the screen, and the cell numbers that are also going to be on the screen. That's 0775 580 807. We also do have 0777 815 014. So you can reach us on any of those different channels. And of course, if you're in Harare, you can also walk up to Transmed Pharmacy, that is Kona Chinamano and Mazoe Street. You will see some of our products in the pharmacy. If you're in Bulawayo, shop number 38, Bulawayo Center, you'll find our products there. And if you want to meet us one-on-one in Harare, you just come to 3rd floor, Bothwell House, and that is Kona Jason and First Avenue. You'll find us there. Just drop us an email or a text in advance, and we'll be expecting you.